Hello YouTube, it's Red Demon Hunter again. I've been using this thing called SHAREfactory editor, and I got hit with 2 copyrights because of the content in the SHAREfactory editor, so that's not good. But I'm going to work around that and try to get up some more content. I'm also going to be doing in-depth video for loadouts on DC. I'm getting a capture card from my computer to play some games on that as well, and see how that goes. But I'm also going to be putting up, hopefully put up 2 videos today of loadouts for, I'm going to do Hard Light Troll, and I'm also going to be doing a nature spam heal out. So that way you can actually keep your power at half or full, depending on your power bar yourself, depending on your CR and everything. You'll be able to keep your power bar pretty good. I'll be posting those up hopefully today. Hopefully they'll go up pretty fast. I might try to just combine them all into one video with this one, depending on how long this one takes and how long they take. But I'm not going to be doing any more music of that group that I named off in the last video. My last video got kind of screwed up, so I had to restart. The group again is Arcana, or something like that. Maybe you guys have a better way of pronouncing it. That's actually the name of that group actually is. But they hit me with 2 copyrights for both their songs in the SHAREfactory on my YouTube channel. So I no longer am going to use those 2 songs. I'm going to have to find something else to put in there as a cover up for that and go from there. But I'll catch y'all later, and y'all have a nice day. Hit the subscribe or the like button or both. Leave a comment down below and have a great day. Alright. Hello YouTube. I'm here, Mr. Red Demon Hunter, on my troll, Green Demon Lantern. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be combining videos together of 2 loadouts in depth. What I'm going to be showing you today is how to run your troll efficiently and to be able to keep your team going. First off, powers. Assault tree, you want it like claws, spike weight, ram, lightweight, and snap trap. Snap trap is the only real one you're going to be using in this one. Because none of these other ones are really useful in a way. So you're going to just go down to try to get Snaptrap. What Snaptrap does is it gives you it reduces the target's ability to heal. So let's say you're on a boss and they have a ability of healing. They're able to heal back. Especially in the new ones. You got the fake Dr. Fate mission, where your Eclipso is pretending to be Dr. Fate and looking like Dr. Fate, and he constantly can heal himself by using his AoE effect. This is a good ability to hit him with, that way he stops healing. And then your team can kill him. That's mainly a good explanation for why having that one. In your support tree, you're going to get impact mainly is your main POT. A lot of people would just rather call it the train, which is fine. That's the same difference. What this does is restores power to your group members over time, which is called POT. Recharge, it recharges instantly to your teammates, up to 3 actually, not all your teammates, and increases your might and precision for a period of time. So what's also cool about that I found out that they didn't put in there, it's not just you that gets the increase. It's you and the 3 that you hit with your recharge. So everybody there, the 3 that are there that are getting hit with the recharge, are also getting an increase in their might and precision for a short period of time, which is a pretty cool effect. Over here, you're going to get group shooting as your supercharge. That's your lifesaver. What's cool with these 3 right here, your impact, your recharge, and your group shielding, once you pop group shielding, you can pop your impact and recharge, and it'll boost the group shielding's amount of power put back to the team. So it gives you a big increase of power back to your team in a split second. And it also lasts for a little bit of time, maybe 4 or 5 seconds of instant power back to your team constantly, so they can put out a lot of damage as quick as possible, which is a pretty cool feature. In Trapped, you really don't use this one because it is a certain distance you have to be able to hit that. That's the reason why I don't use it. I use the other one, which is called Snap Trap, because that you can be anywhere as long as you're in visual range. You can hit them with it. In Trapped, you can't. You have to be within a certain distance. I do have Light Barrier because I use the second armory for that, and I can also throw it on this one every now and then depending on where I'm at. 8 players, I use group shielding. 4 in duos, I would use the single shield to pick up my teammate. Both have the same duration of shield. Down here, you got Grasping Hands, which reduces targets' damage, and also removes any roll buffs. So let's say they have a troll with them or a healer. Any kind of buffs they get put on them get instantly taken off for about 4 seconds to 5 seconds. Gives the team enough time to put out the damage to knock them out. Right here, it reduces the enemy's defense, which is a pretty good one. By reducing their enemy's defense, meaning they have no way of protecting themselves for a short period, like I said, 4 to 5 seconds, no way of protecting themselves. Their defense is debuffed, and the team will have enough time to kill them if they're strong enough. Iconics, you're going to go down here and you want to get Wisdom of Solomon, which gives you 75 plus to your vitalization and 125 power to your power bar. The more power you have, the more you can do. As you can see, I have 160 skill points, so of course I got a little bit more in my trees than most. But the main things you want to go for is you want to go 4 down each tree right off the bat. 4 down each tree. So that is, you start at the top, count 1, 2, 3, 4, stop, and then you look for your crit. You go over here and you want to grab your dominance / power heal crit. What that does is it gives you a big boost of number every now and then. The higher the higher your crit chance, the more times you'll hit it. There's also critical straight out, which is not chance, it's damage, which you don't get as a troll. So trolls only get crit chances. They don't get crit damage. Then you would go down and get your vitalization, which permanently increases statistics, boost vitalization by 4 per point, which means it goes up every time you put one in. Your vitalization goes up by 4. So if you put 2 in, that's 8, you know, and so on and so forth. It just goes up from there. And then if you know, when you do that, don't worry about power yet. You just want to get these 2 in each tree. So you're going to go to the next tree. As you can see right here, I did it in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go down here. Because there's no vitalization, all you're going to grab is the power heal crit. It gives you an increase in your power. But as you can see, there's no vitalization. So this tree is done as of right now. Your main goal is eventually to get down and get that, but as of right now, there's no point in it as of yet. I only have 160. Most people with 200 can easily get that. Here we go again. 4 down. Now you can see I got the dominance power heal crit, and I got the vitalization power. You know, the vitalization increase. And I got power in this one, but you're not worried about power. You just want to make sure you get these 2. So 4 down. This is a good tree to see it. You go 4 down, and then when you get down here, you're going to get your power heal crit and your vitalization. Again, next tree. 4 down, you get your vite. This tree does not have dominance power heal crit. This has vitalization power heal crit. So again, crits are important, very important. Skill points, very important. I'm ashamed to have 160. I should have a hell of a lot more than 160 by now, but because of the fact that I don't have a team, I don't. But in this case, you know, you do 4 down, again, power, heal, crit, vitalization. And you do this in each tree. 4 down, power, heal, crit, and vitalization. You do this throughout each tree until you run out of skill points. Or you run out of being able to get the power, heal, crit, and vitalization. And then at that point is when you go back up to the top. As you've seen, I went down the whole way. You go back to the top, start at your main weapon, and you start getting power. Once you start getting power, you work your way down the list, and you try to get power in each one. As you can see, this one has power, but I don't have anything in it because I only have 1 skill point available. This one, I got the bottom in. Some of these, I don't got the bottom in. Some of them I do. Like this one, I have the bottom in, which gives me the power vitalization. But you want to look in each tree, find out what has the most in each tree, and that's when you go for the bottom in each one. As you can see, I got a good bit of trees with the bottoms already done. This one is one of the ones I haven't finished yet, but I'm getting there. And, you know, as you go down through the list, you're going to work your way back to the top and try to work your way to the bottom. By getting power and getting one in one of the other categories with the 4 to 4 down, it'll open up your bottom. And you'll be able to get your power vitalization, which gives you 25 per point of power and vitalization 8 per point, which is double what you get up here when you only get 4 per point. Which is a good thing. And movements, all you're going to need is this. You don't need any of this because none of this stuff is going to do you any good. It's too broken to do you any good. I've tested it and none of it does you any good, for the fact is you still get knocked down, you don't get enough power back to do anything with. So it's kind of pointless to get anything. But with your loadouts, good thing to use. Sometimes I just do this. That's your typical alert / duo setup for trolling. Depending on if you're running with a friend. A lot of times you're not going to run a troll in the duo, and I see a lot of people trying to do it. It's not going to work. That's when you run DPS. But if you're running a duo with a friend and they're strong enough to hold out while you giving them power because they don't have enough ability to keep power up themselves, this is what you'll use. You would use impact, which is your POT. You would use recharge, which is instant power to your teammate. Grasping hand reduces his ability to put out damage and roll buffs. This one here is for you to pop a shield around yourself to pick up your teammate, or teammates, depending, for or duo. Here's reduces enemy's defense, and this one reduces target's ability to heal, which both of these are good to have at all times. When you're doing a raid, on the other hand, you're going to grab this, and that increases everybody's power in the area by a certain period. I might do a video later of how to run a DPS on Hardlight, because I know a lot of people have been asking. We'll figure that one out when the time comes. But y'all have a nice day, and that's how I run my troll. AM effect, punch the ground. That gets heals. You got heals here and heals here. So you could also just do this. Spam that into this. You know, pop a cola and then back into this, and then pop that every now and then. And you keep your team healed. It's called a spam heal for a reason. As long as you have a troll or colas, to be precise, you'll build back power over time, which is a good effect. Let me get that name again so that because I know I screwed it up, and I know you people are going to be shouting at me constantly. Hive mind. You pop hive mind into harvest, and then you can use meta bloom into there. Or Meta Blossom, or whatever the heck it's called, and pop that in there every now and then to give it a little bit more power back to yourself. but I'm also going to show you that I do have a straight up healer too. This is just one of my healers. I also have a DPS, but I never really used the DPS side. This is the actual full-on healer. He does not have the AM effects. He runs straight out heals. 90% of the time I'll run in bug form and raids, but alerts and duos I do not. For the fact is, when you're in bug form, an alert or a duo, that's all you have available to you. That's your damage. So you kind of useless in damage for one, and for two, you have no defense. So I stay in this form so I can actually, you know, be able to put out damage when I need to. You know, it's a simple knowledge of the character. But what I use in this one, we'll go tree to tree real quick. Vine Lash, Savage Grove, Harvest. I use Bloom. I use wait. I use Blossom. I use Bloom. I use Cross Pollination. In this tree, I went down and got the K9 form, or not the K9 form, the Wolf form and the Insect form. I also got the Meta Blossom in there, and I got the Swarm Shield. I got Regeneration as well. 90% of the time, you don't usually use regeneration. As you can see, I don't. But it's really good for raids. Because you can pop that at the very, last second. But as you can see, I don't have it in either one of the trees. For the fact that I haven't ran this character in a long time. As you can see by his bag down there in the bottom right, I do not have, I don't have my generators active. So that kind of tells you I haven't been on this character in a while. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do on this. And this one is set up in each weapon tree for straight out restoration. Straight out restoration all the way through. I eventually got to get rid of that. I don't know why I still have that. Straight out restoration all the way through. And I went down and got my health and restoration at the bottom. This tree didn't have any. This tree didn't have it. I gotta respec him eventually, because it seems like I screwed myself over even more with certain trees because of the fact that I wanted mastery with 126 skill points. My advice, don't get mastery when you have low skill points, because you screw yourself over. As you can see, I didn't get crits in each tree, but your main objective is to get crits in each tree, which I'm going to show you exactly how to respec. I'm going to go up and respec right now to... Actually, I can do it right here. I was always going to teleport back, but I'm going to respec right here, right now, right in front of you, and show you exactly how it's actually supposed to be done. For the fact is, you need to make sure you have everything roughly done exactly right, or you're not going to get anything done. Okay. Main weapon, you'd always want all your abilities, because that's mainly what's going to keep you alive. You're going to go down here, find out which category your class is as a healer. You're going to go into critical healing magnitude or chance. You're going to go down and get your restoration. As you've seen, I've done this enough times. 4 down each tree after that point. Get your critical healing chance. Get your restoration. This is exactly how you do it day to day. I didn't know my character. It's been a long time since I've been on him. Didn't know he was this screwed up. You get your critical healing magnitude. I almost screwed up and got the critical healing damage. As you can tell, I play the damage a lot more. As you see down here, there's no restoration, so you would go for health instead. And then you would go down to dual wield, do the same thing, 4 down. You would go and look for your critical healing chance or critical healing magnitude. And again, no restoration, so you go for the health. You go to hand blasters, 4 down. You see, as you can see here, there is health and critical healing magnitude, means there will be restoration in the second row. That's a little tip for skilling your character. Look at the top row, and you can kind of tell what's going to be in the bottom. Not all the time, but most times. Here we go again, critical healing chance, but yet again, no restoration. So you go for health. one-handed. You go 4 down, and you look for your category, which right here is mine, and there's my restoration. And as you seen earlier, my restoration was only 12,000 on the healer DPS. When we get done here, I'll show you what the restoration would be for a straight out healer instead of the DPS, which surprisingly they're pretty close and similar to how much healing gives out for both. Because, oh crap, well, actually it doesn't even have, well, it has health, so I screwed up, but I'll put that into there for that. That was my screw up. Again, YouTubing doesn't make it easy for recording, you know, trying to commentary and do what you need to do. But even with the screw up, didn't do much damage to my character. I'll go over here and show you. 13,000 restoration. Again, I'm only 174, so once again, I'm not that high. Without being that high, I'm not hurting myself any. You know, not being, you know, 190 or 198, you know, I'm not gonna have like a 17,000 restoration or 15,000 restoration. Back when CR was 173, with roughly 100 skill points, you were lucky to hit 12 to 15,000 or 12 to 13,000. Which in both suits, I hit that limit for the CR of that period. So I'm in the green still. If you have like 200 to 300 skill points, of course you're going to have 16, 17, 18,000 restoration. But again, like I said, I don't have a team, so my restoration is not going to be that high. I know this is going to be made fun of. This video is going to be made fun of a lot, so might as well make it worse. I'll show you how I use my DPS, which yet again is a lot lower. But it comes with the spam loadout as well. But this is a straight out full-on DPS, no healer gear at all. Okay, I have a healer head. I don't know why I have that healer head, but I gotta fix that right quick because that's not supposed to be there. Where is that other headpiece? I don't even know why I have a tank headpiece. We'll throw that one on there. Well, that's healer too. Shite. Yeah, I guess you can't beat them. Join them. Oh, there it is. I knew I had a DPS somewhere. Okay, there's my DPS gear. Okay, I don't know why I had that healer head on there. I probably just grabbed it because it was purple instead of green or yellow, whichever you call it on here. But with this loadout, you can run it under normal form like this. Or, once that builds back up, I can switch into werewolf form, fill that up so you can see it at full blast. You can pop it under here. With the werewolf form, it takes a lot more power, but that's why you would have mastery. Under DPS, mastery is important, but under healer, it's not. With low skill points, granted, like I said earlier, mastery is the last thing you would go for. Which I know. I don't really advise you to go, if you're at 100 or a little bit above 100 skill points, to go for mastery. Because you need all your crits, and you need to work on getting the bottoms. But when it comes to DPSing, and especially a power like nature, electricity, mastery is majorly important. For the fact is, to compete with the other powers, or to be even close to being able to compete, you have to have mastery. So, yeah, my advice is get mastery if you're running into DPS in one of those classes that aren't as great as damage wise as like earth, sorcery, rage, atomic, gadgets, munitions. Mentalist. Those are all top DPS powers that these powers have to compete with. So with Mastery, it kind of gives you that little bit of an edge to get up there and close to them. Not right up on their ass, but you'll get real close. You won't be 16 million behind them. With them being at 17 million, you'd be at 1 million in damage. That's not going to be that bad. They'll probably be like 17 mil, and you'll be at like 10 mil or 12 mil or something like that. So you'll have some kind of competing edge behind them. So that's why I use Mastery under my DPS on this class. I'll be putting out other videos of loadouts later down the road, depending on how many people view this and the feedback from it. Even though I look like a complete complete fool running this loadout and running this power. Granted, it is, not my favorite power per se, but I used to run it all the time. And now I have I have the knowledge of the power, but I don't run it anymore. And that's the reason why I was sitting there collecting dust. This is the first time I've been on it since 2 updates ago. Before the Starro and before the most recent update. And that's why I ended up doing what I did. I end up pulling this guy out now. I might run him some. See how nature is now. But back then it wasn't that great. And I don't think nature's ever going to be the top DPS in the game anymore. Ever. Unless if it becomes like the power of the month and they extremely buff the power. And I mean, they would have to do a lot to be able to compete with a lot of the top DPSs to buff this power to be able to do so. But y'all have a nice day. Subscribe, comment down below, hit that like button, hit the dislike button. Show some kind of, life in my channel. And, show that there is people watching the content. I can care less if it's a like or a dislike. You can hit either one. It just shows to me that there is people that are doing the either leaving comments or dislikes or likes on my videos. So y'all have a great day.